Presentation of the colors presented by both the Air Force and Army ROTC Color Guards. Color. Hold up. Freeze it. Hold up. Walk forward.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Father Tim Daly will now deliver the invocation.
Wise and gracious one, we ask your blessings upon the students, faculty, and staff of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. We have been called to the high task of seeking knowledge, promoting ethics, and seeking growth in body, mind, and spirit. We give thanks for the gifts of this class of 2003 and the ways they have made this university a better place for having been here. Grant students and families joy and satisfaction as they see their dreams of graduation fulfilled this day. We ask this, confident of your blessings. Amen. Please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Embry-Riddle's Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. J. Adams, a member of the University's Board of Trustees.
Thank you. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, it's my pleasure this morning to declare the graduation ceremonies of Embry-Riddle covering the spring commencement open. Thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Embry-Riddle's Spring 2003 graduation. It is a great pleasure to welcome the families and friends of the graduates, community friends, and our distinguished guests to the most important and probably the most anticipated event on our academic calendar, graduation. Before we begin, I would like to announce that we have a photography area behind the barricade on my right so that families may photograph the students. Please come up. Please do not stand in the aisles to take pictures as it blocks the view of others in the audience. And now I am pleased to introduce Dr. Erwin Price, Chancellor of the Daytona Beach campus of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University.
Good morning. I wanted to do a couple of special thanks. Actually, I want to thank all the graduates and faculty and family and friends. This is the very first time we've done a commencement here on the West Lawn, and you're guinea pigs in a way, and I hope it goes well. Now, the second part, I'd like to thank the meteorology department, who have been diligently working actually for a couple of weeks, and we ordered exactly this weather. We ordered that it would be overcast until 10 o'clock and the sun begin to come out and then clear up for a little special treat a little later on. And lastly, I'd like to thank my friend Joe Martin for coming down and being with us this morning. Joe Martin, Senior Vice President and Vice Chairman of the Board of Directors of Fairchild Semiconductor Corporation. Mr. Martin has more than 23 years of experience in the semiconductor industry and was founder and Chief Financial Officer of VTC Incorporated and Vice President of Finance for National Semiconductor. In 1966, he co-founded Fairchild Semiconductor as a spin-off from National Semiconductor. Fairchild is a leading global supplier of high-performance products for multiple end markets. Their components are used in aviation, automotive, communications, computing, consumer, and industrial applications. He is a frequent guest speaker on industry-wide forums and panels at universities and serving on boards and directors of several companies. He's been invited to consult with members of Congress and foreign governments and to share his views on issues affecting the global economy and worldwide markets. While a captain in the U.S. Army, he served 2 tours of duty in Vietnam as a helicopter pilot and has logged over 4,000 hours of rotary wing time. I found out that this is the second time that Joe has spoken at Embry-Riddle commencement. He was senior class president and spoke at his graduation, Embry-Riddle, in 1974, when he earned an associate's degree in aviation management and a bachelor's degree in aeronautical studies. Mr. Martin is indeed one of Embry-Riddle's most distinguished alumni, and we are honored to have him back with us today as our commencement speaker. I'm extremely pleased to welcome him to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University and to introduce him to this graduating class and to the community. Joe? can tell over time, too, that I've aged. 29 years ago, I did not need a set of glasses to read. Time has changed me. Thank you for that kind introduction. I'm very honored to be here today and must admit that when I graduated in 1974 and was, the student speaker then, I never envisioned that one day I would be back on this podium as an alum. When preparing for my comments today, I spoke to many who have been on this podium for this school and for many others. The overwhelming advice I received was to be painfully brief and extend the courtesy to the audience that if they complete my speech before I do, feel free to let me know. Dr. Hyde, who was the president of New Hampshire's Plymouth State College, once delivered what must surely be the shortest commencement address in history. His message was somewhat condensed into 3 ideals. He borrowed from the wisdom of the times and counseled all the graduates, first, to heed the words of Socrates and know yourself. Second, follow the advice of Cicero and control yourself. Finally, to remember the message of Christ and to give of yourself. Sound advice. While it's said that brilliance resides in brevity, you will not be as lucky as the Plymouth State class today. In fact, my challenge preparing for this speech was similar to that of Elizabeth Taylor's 4th husband or J-Lo's 3rd. I know it has to be done, but I'm not quite sure how to make it interesting. At Fairchild Semiconductor, I've gained a reputation as a man of few words. I'm not sure, however, if my coworkers attribute my communication style to brilliance or something else we shall leave unexplored today. So today I will try to condense 25 years of engineering and management experience into 10 minutes and offer you 10 guiding principles for life. The first principle is a practical business tip. Get involved with a growing enterprise. It is much easier to move ahead if your company is growing 15 to 20% per year in an industry that is growing 15 to 20% per year. Not only will your company have more opportunity for success, but you as an individual will as well. There will be more opportunities for you to try something new, to learn, to grow. More opportunities for promotion exist in a growing enterprise as growth demands that the new challenges are continually met. In a growing enterprise, your budget will be funded, allowing you to do the best job possible in your area of expertise. Finally, being part of a growing company that is worthy of you. In the book, Oh, Places You'll Go, Ted Geisel, also known as Dr. Seuss, wrote, "You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what to know. And you are the guy who will decide where you go. You look up and down the streets, look them over with care. And some of you will say, I do not choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not-so-good street. When I began my career, the semiconductor industry totaled less than $1 billion worldwide, and no one knew what a semiconductor was. Today, it's a $150 billion industry, and people still don't know what a semiconductor is. But there is hope. Just about everyone knows about computer chips. It's a start. And awareness will continually to grow simply because semiconductors are used in everything today. From PDAs to guidance systems to navigational systems to consumer electronics, and of course, how can we live without the microwaves and coffee pots? The second principle, love what you do. Sounds simple. Yet, in today's increasingly complex world, with its myriad of choices, working at something you can love can be a lifelong challenge. Do not accept banality. Do not fall into the pit that Henry David Thoreau referenced in Walden when he wrote, "The mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation. What is called resignation is confirmed desperation." Go to work excited about the field that you have chosen. Keep searching, but not forever. And act on the one thing that keeps you awake at night, not the one thing you find yourself thinking about more often than not. When you love your work, success will follow. Success by any definition, be it financial, accomplishment, or the recognition in your field, or a true sense of inner satisfaction. Why? If you work at what you love, you will, by definition, be good at your work. You'll be good at what you do because you'll put in the time and the energy. Robert Louis Stevenson wrote, if a man loves the labor of his trade apart from any question of his success or fame, the gods have called him. The third principle, work harder and smarter than the next person. Embry-Riddle is a great aviation school, but you're about to step into a global job market populated with graduates from some of the world's other top schools. A lot of those people will have higher IQs than yours, but degrees from prestigious learning institutions and high IQs are only raw ingredients that partially contribute to success. Effort is the most important ingredient to success. Look to the likes of Sally Ride as the pioneer for female astronauts. She had to work harder and smarter, and she succeeded. Thomas Edison wrote two key things in 1932 that still hold true today. The first is there is no substitute for hard work, and the second is that a genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Coming off your final exams, you're probably painfully aware of these truths. Remember to heed principle number 2, to love what you do, and executing on principle number 3 will make burning the midnight oil a lot easier. The fourth principle, take risks. Everyone says this, but what does it really mean? Risk can take many forms. Let me share with you some of some personal stories that have affected me. Taking a risk might mean taking a step back so you can later move forward faster. It might mean leaving the military after 6 years as a highly decorated combat pilot with a promising career and entering Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University at 25 years old as a freshman, gambling my security with the belief that the right education, I will be more successful and better for it. Working as a waiter on the weekends in Daytona Beach was a far cry from leading a platoon of aircraft into a hot LZ in Vietnam. Taking a risk may mean leading a management team, convincing a company to sell us a $600 million business that didn't work for them, but to give us a chance to make it into something big, and having borrowed over $500 million to pay for this, and within 3 years growing it to a $2 billion business that is now part of the New York Stock Exchange, and having to mortgage everything we own to do this, to include my snowblower. And as those of you that live in snowy regions know, there are a few things closer to you than your snowblower. There are many faces to taking risks. These happen to be some of my stories. I know you will have yours. Not every risk will work out the way that you hope. But remember, you learn more richly from your mistakes than from your successes. Of course, one of the most important things you learn from your mistakes is not to make the same mistake twice. George Bernard Shaw wrote, you don't learn to hold your own in the world by standing on guard, but by attacking and getting well hammered yourself. The fifth principle, keep learning. One of the great industrialists of all time, Henry Ford, said it best. Anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or at 80. Anyone who keeps learning stays young. The greatest thing in life is to keep your mind young. Continual self-assessment to determine what you need to know is perhaps the key to lifelong learning. Throughout your career, seek out the opinions of others as you confront this question. Ask your boss, ask her boss, ask your peers. There is a reason why the Silicon Valley has spawned billions of dollars of startups. People are continually learning from one another and searching out the possibilities. But remember, you must also learn outside your niche. The world is rich in the cultures of people, in music, in art, in literature. In your learning, do not disregard those things that give meaning to life and to the human condition. In a universe of more than 13 billion years old, our time here is infinitesimal. Experience is beauty. Principle number 6, continually prepare yourself for your big thing, the accomplishment you dream about. It may be your own patent, might be you in the left seat, you having stars on your shoulders, you on the shuttle, or you having your own company. This principle works closely with the principles of lifelong learning. Act on your dreams. How do you get there? What's your timetable? But a word of caution here. You will spend a lot of time thinking and talking with your friends about your dream, about your next job at another company. It is what everyone talks about at the proverbial water cooler. But don't become a victim. of the grass is always greener syndrome. First, look for opportunities to further your dream where you are. If you decide to jump ship, make it a jump worthy of your time and effort. Statistics show that most CEOs have only worked for 2.3 companies, and 40% have worked for the same company for 20 years or more. Dream. Never stop dreaming. As the great poet Langston Hughes said, a life without dreams is like a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. You all must fly and fly high. In today's environment, applaud and honor PFC Lynch. Clearly one lady that made a difference. The risk that she took joining the military, participating in the Iraq War as a combatant, and demonstrated immeasurable courage when called upon, is something we will all remember for a very long time. While you may be sitting here today with the memories of textbooks and final exams still painfully fresh in your mind, I would urge you to add one more book to your reading list. Connections by James Burke is a marvelous examination of the convergence of ideals, historical coincidences, and inventions that have led us to this technology-oriented world that we live in today. Principle number 8, teamwork is important. While the distinct and individual efforts of each person make a difference, remember that most large enterprises require teamwork to move ahead. You can't do it all yourself. You will find this especially true as you assume more responsibilities in your profession. Remember, in my field, the transistor was invented under the direction of William Shockley, John Bardeen, Walter Brayton at Bell Labs. Working together, they assembled a tiny slab of germanium, some pieces of gold foil, a paper clip, and some bits of plastic into a device that would lay out the foundation for transforming the world. The integrated circuit was co-invented by Jack Kilby at TI and Bob Noyce at Fairchild Semiconductor. These modern inventors couldn't conceive of the changes their work would bring to human existence. None of us today can possibly imagine the future applications waiting to be seen, to be developed, to be done by people in this audience, and how you will impact the world. Your work, your efforts will also make a difference. It is intriguing as well to consider that we may never know in our lifetimes what contribution our work will ultimately make. Will some of you do? Principle number 9, call your mother. No matter what success your personal efforts will bring or how much harder you work than the next person, always take time to call your mother. Go to your child's game. Take your partner out to dinner. Okay, Mom, thank you. Take your partner out to dinner or away to simply experience life. Don't forget to enjoy yourself along the way. I am now in my 50s with 4 grown children and 1 still at home. You will be amazed at how quickly time will pass. You will never regret the time you spent with those you love. You will engineer much in your life. You will never be able to engineer more time, which is a great opportunity for me to single out my wife Kathy here and say thank you. The 10th and final principle, give something back. Make this a daily practice and begin now. This isn't about endowing a charitable cause when you've made it big. It isn't about having your name engraved on a building or the recognition brought by civic awards. It's about the act of everyday living. Reach out to those less fortunate. Reach out to those who may be struggling. And heaven knows we all struggle from time to time in this world and the journey that we call life. Take the time to say hello and chat for a minute with those whose paths you cross. The building security guard, the waitress at the local sandwich shop, or the little kid next door. You will never know how important those few minutes may be. Volunteer in your community and share that which is uniquely you, be it one night at the soup kitchen, telling a youngster about your work and letting him experience the real connection between science, math, management, and their world, sponsoring a less fortunate child, mentoring as a big brother or a big sister, coaching a sports team, or planting trees that will likely grace your community long after you're gone. No gesture is too small, and the cumulative effects of these acts will never be known. Use your gifts wisely and well, and always remember that life is a gift to be lived and loved. Hold close the memories you built at your time here at Embry-Riddle. It's a wonderful university, and you've had a wonderful 4 years. They will be more and dear and precious to you as time goes by. But move forward you must. Don't focus on the ultimate goals. Celebrate little victories. Savor each day. It is essential to remember that the journey is part of the gift. The world really is yours. To quote the wisdom of Dr. Seuss once more, and will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98.75% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. So be your name Buxbaum or Bixby or Bray or Mordecai Ali Van Allen O'Shea. You're off to great places. This is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. I wish you all well. I deeply appreciate the opportunity to be here today, and I congratulate each and every one of you on your accomplishments. Good luck to you all, and Godspeed. Joe, stay up here for a moment. I want to thank you so much for your words and your wisdom for our graduates and for us as well. Mr. Adams, please join us here as well.
It's my pleasure to present on behalf of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University recognition, which we like to bestow on individuals who distinguish themselves through their professional accomplishments of a national or international stature, or exceptional contributions to society, and we are particularly pleased today to honor one of our own. The Distinguished Speaker Award is intended to honor speakers for sharing their special insights with the university community, especially its student and faculty. We at Embry-Riddle are very proud of you, Joe Martin, in awarding you this Distinguished Speakers Award. Great job on your commencement address as well. Fantastic.
We now wish to present the graduates who are completing their degrees with honours. They will be recognised individually when the names are announced as they cross the stage to receive their diplomas. As a group, graduates wearing white cords have achieved grade point averages of between 3.50 and 3.69 and graduating cum laude with honours. Will these students please stand and be recognised? Please be seated. Graduates wearing red cords have achieved grade point average of between 3.70 and 3.89 and are graduating magna cum laude with great honours. Will these students please stand and be recognised? Please be seated. Graduates wearing gold cords have earned a grade point average of between 3.90 and 4.0, are graduating summa cum laude with highest honours. Will these graduates please stand and be recognised? A group of students who will complete their degrees during the summer are participating in today's ceremony. Based on their current standing, they will be eligible for honours. However, because the programs are not fully complete at this time, we cannot determine the level of honours they will receive. These students are wearing light blue cords. Will these students please stand to be recognised? Continuing our recognition of special achievement, Embry-Riddle is fortunate to have Armed Forces commissioning programs in Air Force and Army ROTC. Some of our students also join the Navy, the Marine Corps and the Coast Guard through off-campus programs. We are extremely proud of our graduates who have become the newest second lieutenants in our nation's armed forces. Will you please stand at this time to be recognized? Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce Ms. Kathy Diener, Dean of Students, for a special presentation.
Each commencement, an outstanding graduating senior is selected to receive the Chancellor's Award. Candidates for this award of distinction are selected on the basis of academic excellence, campus activities, and contributions to the university and local community. These students are leaders who challenge others around them to think, to question, and to act. They are recommended by representatives of the faculty, the staff, and the student body. A nomination for this honor reflects campus-wide recognition of outstanding accomplishments. We would like to have the 4 finalists stand and be presented to you. They represent the very best at Embry-Riddle. Ms. Ashley Pfizer, Jason Kapsner, you can remain standing. Mark Klein, Christopher Brian Sims. Dr. Price, would you please join me to present the Chancellor's Award?
Thanks, Kathy. I'm pleased to announce the senior who is receiving the Chancellor's Award, Christopher Brian Sims. Please come forward. Brian is graduating today with a Bachelor of Science in Aeronautical Science, Airline Pilot Concentration, summa cum laude, the cumulative GPA of 3.928. Brian has been an active participant and distinguished student leader throughout his Embry-Riddle experience. He's been on the Dean's List, the National Dean's List, every semester. He's the recipient of the ERAU Presidential Scholar, the Al Ullrich Scholar, Hunt Aviator Scholarship, John H. Strong Scholarship, and Flight Fellowship. He's also received the National Intercollegiate Flying Association Men's Achievement Award in 2002. Brian is very active on campus and in the community. He's a member of Alpha Omicron Alpha Honor Society, the Sport Aviation Club, and Remote Control Aircraft Modeler. He volunteers as a youth leader, has worked with the Men's Homeless Shelter, Habitat for Humanity, and a member of his church choir. He's taking Joe Martin's advice already. He's been an integral part of student governments by having positions on the SGA Finance Board, ERAU Appeals Board, and the SGA Representative Board. Brian is also the current president of our flight team. While on the team, he was awarded the NIFA Regional Event Champion for 2001 and 2002. Brian came to Embry-Riddle in the fall of 2002. He was able to complete all of his degree requirements in 3 years, including an internship at American Airlines. He completed all of his flight requirements in 15 months. He has worked at ERAU in the capacity of flight dispatcher and flight instructor. His future plans include moving to Washington, D.C. to complete the Atlantic Coast Airlines Bridge Program. He hopes to pursue a pilot position with the major airlines, although he's considering the Air National Guard or a pilot position with an international relief organization. Brian clearly exemplifies a well-rounded, exceptional Embry-Riddle student and leader. I'm pleased to recognize his many academic, professional, and community achievements by presenting him with this award. Congratulations, Brian. You got it. Congratulations, Brian, on receiving the Chancellor's Award for your outstanding scholarship and leadership. Best wishes for continued success in your career. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you the President of the senior class, Mr. Tom Grono.
Thank you, Chancellor Price. Distinguished faculty, dedicated staff, alumnus Martin, honored graduates of 2003, parents, family members, and friends. Well, here we are. We've made it. The commencement exercises for the graduating class of spring 2003. For some of us, the end of our college career at Embry-Riddle. However, as the alternate definition of the word commencement suggests, this is only the beginning. And now we are free. We're free of the pressure of exams. We're free to begin the next stage of our life. And we're free to pay back our student loans. And by the time your children begin their college career, I hope you're writing your last check to Sally Mae. We've looked forward to this day for most of our lives. We've come from many different backgrounds and many different locations. All of this aside, we have one common bond, and that's a love of aviation. Whether pilots or engineers, meteorologists or human factors specialists, computer scientists or business and communication professionals, we are all here today because we love this industry. And even though times may be tough and some jobs may be scarce in some of our fields, I guarantee we will prosper. Over time, I've realized that we will constantly try and overcome one specific thing in life as long as we live, and that's our childhood. Life was so much easier when our clothes did not have to match, and when boys and girls had this mysterious disease called cooties. Today, as adults, we are faced with bills, loans, the stress of starting a new career and maintaining some semblance of a social life. And of course, this is what we expected life to be, right? Let's take a little trip back in time. Elementary school. I think all of us would have failed kindergarten over and over again if we had a crystal ball to see the future with. We would color for a while, we'd read some books, we'd go to art or music class, we'd play in the monkey bars, go home, take a nap, wake up in time to catch cartoons, Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street, and then we'd eat dinner and go to bed and do it all again. That was back when we could still get 12 hours of sleep peacefully. As Martha Stewart might say, all of this was a good thing. I have a feeling that given the choice, we would want to relive those days again. Middle school. This was an interesting time period when we were introduced to this new novel concept called homework. And even if it was only 10 math problems or a 15-minute grammar assignment, we still had plenty of time to play and relax after school. High school. These were the times of our lives. We found a new freedom to drive wherever we wanted to go without our parents having to take us. We went to parties, proms, dances, and found time for class somewhere in between all this. Our high school graduation seemed like the end of the world. New questions came about. What is this college life everybody keeps talking about? Would we keep in touch with friends we had made for the past several years? More importantly, what the heck was going to be our major in college? Most importantly, with most of our parents far away from us, who was still going to give us $20 when we wanted to go out? We survived, and we started college. And all of a sudden, we were inundated with papers, midterms, projects, and a multitude of classes. And again, new questions rose. Since when did we have to determine our own schedule? And why are all the prerequisites for the course I want to take not available until 3 semesters from now? And even more, why do all the classes we need have to be scheduled at exactly the same time at 8 a.m. on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday? A new dimension of stress was added to our lives. However, we adapted. We learned to cope with scheduling, we learned to cope with going to class, holding a job, and studying for tests all at the same time. We learned to cope with change. The Merriam-Webster definition of the word graduate means to pass from one stage of experience, proficiency, or prestige to a higher one. Look back to when you started here at Embry-Riddle. We are different people. We are pilots, we are engineers, we are scientists, we are business professionals. And after being at Daytona Beach for 4 years, some of us are even professional beach bums. And that's all right. We have graduated to a higher level of existence. Look around you today. Look to your left, look to your right, look in front, look in behind. We live in a very diverse and a very interesting world. We're all different people. As a new generation of graduates, I challenge you to change the world and accept diversity. Because out of diversity comes this wonderful thing called creativity. We need to rethink how we treat others. We will embrace diversity. However, we will not embrace discrimination based on gender, disability, nationality, sexual orientation, gender, religious conviction, or age. Well, I take that back. As some of you can speak, when you're over 30 and we're looking a lot older, it's okay to discriminate against friends when they always get ID'd and you never do. It's part of life, growing old. And it seems everyone is seeking to be perfect along this path of growing old. Perfection is the buzzword these days. We are constantly put in the limelight of perfection in this very competitive industry. We are told to worry about who's ahead of us, who's behind us, who's up and coming. In a sense, we're forced to look into the future and worry about number one. We're so deep-rooted in tomorrow that sometimes we forget about today. The reality is, we cannot predict the future, but we can live for today. A man 90 years old was asked to what he attributed his longevity. He said with a smile on his face, "It is simply because most nights I went to bed and slept when I should have sat up and worried." How true this is. With that thought, we will not worry about the future. We will not worry about being perfect. It is said that in the end, everything will be perfect. Well, if today things are not perfect, it certainly is not the end. To the graduating class of 2003, strive not to be perfect, rather strive to give your best and never compromise your self-worth or the value of other human beings. We will make a difference and we will change the world. Congratulations.
Thank you, Tom. Each spring, the faculty recognizes one of their peers as outstanding teacher. Professor Tom Curtin, the recipient of last year's Outstanding Teaching Award, will introduce this year's recipient.
Thank you, Mom. The horror of horrors, I can't find my page. John? The Outstanding Teacher Award is presented annually at this commencement to recognize the faculty member who has achieved excellence in the classroom throughout the current academic year. Nomination for this award is an honor itself. The three finalists announced at the Faculty Assembly earlier this month are Professor Masood Bazargan, Professor Glenn Dorn, and Professor James Lewis. And the recipient of this year's award and the reserved parking place that goes with it for a year is Professor Glenn Dorn. Dr. Glenn Dorn earned a Bachelor of Arts degree in history from Ohio Wesleyan University and a Master of Arts and PhD from Ohio State University, where he taught from '91 to '97. He returned to teach at Ohio Wesleyan in 1998 before joining Embry-Riddle as a faculty member in the Humanities Social Sciences Department. Professor Dorn's teaching specializations are U.S. history, political science, Latin American history, labor history, narcotics history, and sports history. He does research on U.S.-Latin American relations in the 20th century, specializing in Argentina, Peru, economic diplomacy, and the international narcotics trade. And it is my great pleasure to present this award to Dr. Dorn.
Just step to your right.
Thank you all.
In recognition of the excellence in research at the university, the Daytona Beach faculty has chosen to recognize one of their peers as outstanding researcher. Last year's recipient of the award, Dr. Abbas Sivji, will announce the recipient.
The Outstanding Research Award is presented at this commencement to recognize the faculty member who has achieved excellence in research on the Daytona Beach campus. Nomination for this prestigious award is an honor in itself. The three finalists announced at the Faculty Assembly in April are Professor Peter Erdman, College of Arts and Sciences, Professor Satya Gangadharan, College of Engineering, and Professor Andrew Konecki, College of Engineering. The recipient of this year's award is Dr. Peter Erdman. Dr. Erdman, will you please join me at the podium? Well, I'm afraid he might not be here, but I'll continue with the citation here. Professor Erdman earned his bachelor's degree in physics with honors from the University of Colorado and his PhD from the University of Pittsburgh, where he taught for several years When he came to Embry-Riddle 5 years ago, he brought a successful laboratory and rocket-based research program with him from the University of Pittsburgh, setting up the Atmospheric Physics Research Laboratory in the Lehman Building. The research that he continues with grant support from NASA and the Department of Defense involves atomic physics, basic spectroscopy, and atmospheric measurements. Dr. Erdman has included Embry-Riddle students at all stages in his research, even taking them to White Sands Missile Range for launches. Under his direction, we have also begun giving some engineering physics students the opportunity to design and build their own rocket experiments, ones that will fly as their senior design project. He has been able to integrate his research interests completely with very practical teaching experience for many of our students. Dr. Erdman's research efforts, especially those involving our students, make him a most deserving recipient of this outstanding research award. In punishment for not showing up today, I will keep his parking spot for another month.
Today, graduates, you're joining a very special family, one that numbers over 40,000 members located throughout the world. Family members who are leaders in the aviation aerospace industry. In honor of your achievements and to recognize you as a member of the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University Alumni Association, you will be receiving a pin signifying your alumni status. Wear it with pride, and on behalf of the University Office of Alumni Relations and the Alumni Association, I wish each member of the class of spring of 2003 luck, success, and happiness. At this time, the faculty are pleased to present the candidates for the graduate degrees from both the Daytona Beach campus and the extended campus. The college deans will present the diplomas to the master's candidates from the Daytona Beach campus. Dean Rodney Piercy will present the candidates for master's degree from the College of Arts and Sciences.
Candidates for master's degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences, please rise. Chancellor Price, it is my honor to present the candidates for master's degrees as recommended by the faculty of the College of Arts and Sciences.
Asbury. Christina Leni Christaku. Karen Doolittle. Leotilli G. Mayduke. Christopher Michael Obolekny. Heidi Marie Steinhauer. Laura Maxine Stelmach. Trina Nicole Thompson. This concludes the presentation of master's degrees for the College of Arts and Sciences.
Will the candidates for the master's degree from the College of Aviation please rise? Chancellor Price, it is my honor to present the candidates for the master's degrees as recommended by the faculty of the College of Aviation.
Medical Science. Kwame Owusu Afriye. John Patrick Heineman, with distinction. Ashraf Hussein Al-Jadali. Ian Michael Johnson. Jason David Lukasik. Jiang Su Park. Duong Tawan Penpimai. Raul Rumba, with distinction. Nicholas Alexander Stefanik. Ching-Chi Ling. This concludes the presentation of master's degrees from the College of Aviation. Bruce Chadbourne will present the master's candidates for the College of Business.
Will the master's candidates from the College of Business please rise? Chancellor Price, it is my honor to present the candidates for master's degrees as recommended by the faculty of the College of Business.
Candidates for the degree of Executive Master of Business Administration for Aviation and Aerospace Professional. Mustafa Aksu. Matar Rashid Al-Suwaidi. Lisa Michelle Anderson. George Grimshaw with distinction. Jack Paul Trapp. Candidates for the degree of Masters of Business Administration in Aviation. Mauricio Angel with distinction, Delta Mu Delta. George Amanez Anyanwu. Mohammed Sharabi El Alawi. James Dean Cox. Christina Marie Dumais. Frere Haldorfson, Delta Mu Delta. Joshua L. Handelsman. Shayna Teresa Jones. Who's who among students in American universities and colleges. Laura Ann Kazbrzak. Shiwei Lean. Vida Madbar. Camille D. Tilakaratne. This concludes the presentation of master's degrees at the College of Business. Dean Ray McBody will present the master's candidates for the College of Engineering.
Will the candidates for the master's degrees from the College of Engineering please rise? Chancellor Price, it is my honor to present the candidates for the master's degree as recommended by the faculty of the College of Engineering.
Master of Aerospace Engineering. Claire Marie Lesuel. Rebecca Alexandra Nixon, Sigma Gamma Tau. Chung Myung Park. Christopher David Hess. Leonardo Alberto Bueno. Hisaku Inoyama. Candidates for the degree of Master of Software Engineering. Kashif Awan. Jason L. Caro. Anolis Garcia. Kevin Daniel Hawkins. Jeremy Thomas Landman. Apurva A. Mehta. Jonathan J. Hesse. Karen Elaine Stevens with distinction. This concludes the presentation of master's degrees from the Daytona Beach campus.
Gentlemen, the extended campus oversees residence centers in the United States and throughout the world. We are pleased to have a number of our students and faculty here today to participate with the Daytona Beach campus in the commencement ceremony. Dr. Bill Getter will present the master candidates for the college from extended campus.
Will the master's candidates for the College of Career Education please stand? It is my great honor to present a small representative group of our candidates for master's degrees who have joined us from around the world, as recommended by the faculty of the College of Career Education.
Candidates for the degree of Master of Aeronautical Science. Michael J. Barrientos. Erin Kathleen Dietrich. Diana Lynn Jacobs, with distinction. Stephen W. Lee. Donald Burdette Otterbeck, with distinction. Michael Dale Howe. Dennis Lee Stark. William David Telfer, with distinction. Glenn Beecham Wilder. Roger O. Young. Candidates for the degree of Master of Business Administration in Aviation. Juan L. Benitez. Kashif S. Khan, with distinction. Scott Allen Sheasley. Althea Thakur, with distinction. Melvin Stewart Zahn III, with distinction. Candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Technical Management. Carmen F. Harvey. This concludes the presentation of master's degrees.
The faculty of the Daytona Beach campus are pleased to present their candidates for undergraduate degrees. Dean Piercy. Dean Piercy will present the candidates for undergraduate degrees from the College of Arts and Sciences.
Will the candidates for undergraduate degrees for the College of Arts and Sciences please rise? Chancellor Price, it is my honor to present the candidates for undergraduate degrees as recommended by the faculty of the College of Arts and Sciences. Will the candidates please be seated?
Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aerospace Studies. Riyad Abdullah Abdul Rahman. Holly E. Baker. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Troy David Bergheis. Anthony A. Brucci, Jr. Lisa Nicole Bush, magna cum laude. Angela Mary Cuckasey. Gerard Wesley Davis. Maximilian Gregory Dayu. Dean Robert Esposito. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Eric Hildreth Fay. Orlando Figueredo. David Matthew Girard. Richard Kelly Granger. Brian Grumlovitz. Nicholas Robert Harvey. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Daniel Keith Heller. Aileen Elizabeth Heslin, cum laude. Joseph David Kendall. Ryan J. Linda. Jonathan Andrew Miller. Michael Scott Murphy, Alpha Omicron Alpha. John M. O'Gara. William Davis Outlaw. Janet Diane Porter. Luis E. Rivera Ferrero. Hector Juan Rosario. James Schoekenzuber. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Christopher James Scudes. Kristen Marie Smith. Mac Adam Smith. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Applied Experimental Psychology. Justin Andrew Barnes, cum laude. Angela C. Craig. Nicholas William Demakakis. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Carmen Renee Wanarina, magna cum laude. Razia Valerie Nadeem, summa cum laude, member, Senior Class Council, Order of Omega, Omicron, Delta Kappa. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Lee Gale Reed, cum laude. Sylvia F. Rodriguez, cum laude, Omicron Delta Kappa, Sigma Tau Delta, who's who among students, American universities, and colleges. Anna Marie Jean Skazinski. Christopher David Thompson. Jeremy Lincoln Wooding. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Communication. Keith Michael Bonet, member, Senior Class Council. Casey Hanson Conan. Michelle Brooke Cummings. Rebecca Diane Bloom DiLorenzo, magna cum laude. Ashley Cherie Pfizer, magna cum laude, Sigma Tau Delta. Kimberly Don Godfrey, Omicron Delta Kappa. Susan D. Jones, magna cum laude. Kristen Lauren Hope Mado, magna cum laude, Omicron Delta Kappa. Nancy Marie Massaro. Christopher M. McMenemy, cum laude. Misty K. Mills, magna cum laude. Michael O. Hanley. Susanna Helen Oswald. Elizabeth H. Van. Anna Marie Wells, member, Senior Class Council. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Engineering Physics. Michael Robert Ahern, Sigma Phi Sigma. Sylvia Andrea Asturias, Sigma Phi Sigma. Justin Eric Osanka. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Brent Robert Landino, Order of Omega, who's who among students in American universities and colleges. Justin David Brown, Sigma Phi Sigma. Sarah Elise Hagel. Joseph William Harney. Philip Allen Davis. Kathleen Ann Fleming, who's who among students in American universities and colleges. Vincent Paul Memo, magna cum laude, Sigma Phi Sigma. Stephen Michael Panko, Sigma Phi Sigma. Mindy Lee Ritz, member, Senior Class Council, Omicron Delta Kappa. Cherie Maliona Sampaio. Philip Alexander Savella. Brandon Michael Schultz. Mary Kate Scudder. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Human Factors Psychology. Nicole Lynn Arslanbach, member, Senior Class Council. Second Lieutenant, U.S. Army, Suzanne Patricia Dickey. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Nicole Michelle Williams, magna cum laude, Senior Class Council, Omicron Delta Kappa. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Francisco Arnaldo Leach, cum laude. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Zareen Adol Melisra, Who's who among students in American universities and colleges? Loretta Jean Morris. Emily Claire Moulton. Carrie Sue Rotner. Dewan Brandez Civilian. Philip Bradford Snyder. William A. Steiner. This concludes the presentation of undergraduate degrees for the College of Arts and Sciences. Dean Tim Brady will present the undergraduate candidates for the College of Aviation.
Will the candidates for undergraduate degrees from the College of Aviation please rise? Chancellor Price, it is my honor to present the candidates for undergraduate degrees as recommended by the faculty of the College of Aviation. Candidates, please be seated.
Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aeronautical Science. John William Aiken. Clinton Taylor Aiken. James Richard Allison. Mohammed Amir. Renee Antoine. Stephen Arreri. Second Lieutenant, United States Army, Jared Birch Arnold. Nathan Christopher Mandy, magna cum laude. Who's who among students, American universities and colleges. Andrew Bartlett. Who's who among students, American universities and colleges. Corey Joseph Boudreau. David Christopher Birch. Brent Bissell. Blair Allen Blackman. Jarrett Peprick Bolden. Yo, dude! Sean Andre Bola. Matthew Stephen Bronin. Who's who among students, American universities and colleges. Felipe Bravo. Ty G. Bresco. Adam David Brissett. Andrew Joseph Buckman. Ashley Justin Bull. Jennifer Bunt, Senior Class Counsel. Brian William Campbell. Sean Douglas Cantwell. Kevin Marcus Castillo. Jonathan James Cavanaro. J. Juan Ja. Philip Joseph Chiani, Senior Class Counsel. Jennifer Ann Compton. Zachariah Rockwell Cannell. Aaron Michael Conway. Daniel William Cooper. Skipper Ryan Cordray, cum laude. Scott Marshall Corliss. Clinton Gerald Cornelius, magna cum laude. Joseph Parado. Casey Alec Coslet. Joseph Costa. Chad Costales. Kristen Marie Croft. Ryan Douglas Cunningham. Todd Patrick Daniel. Adam Michael Davis, summa cum laude. Serena Dawn Debris. Jesse Albert DeChurch, the fourth. Keith Eugene Deschambeau. Eric Dilschneider, cum laude. Sean Doherty. Kendra Nicole Dole. Adam Paul Erdley, magna cum laude, Omicron Delta Kappa. Who's who among students, American universities and colleges? Eric Grant Ekman. Ray Allen Ely. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Michael John Emerson. Justin Brent Allah. Bradley Thomas Pator, cum laude. Patrick John Audrey. Kevin Marley Feather. Derek Richard Felton.
Thank you, Mom.
Magna cum laude. Christopher Michael Ferguson. Stephen Ferrion. Michael James Potasic, summa cum laude. Ryan Allen Forsythe. Corey Michael Frank. Jason Patrick Gaines. Abdil Garcia. Matthew Stephen Gaskin, magna cum laude. Scott Kenneth Gates, II. John Kiyoshi Grantham, cum laude, Vice President, Senior Class Council. Nicholas Ryan Greenwell. Eli William Gronbach. Thomas Michael Grono, cum laude, President, Senior Class Council. Jeffrey Robert Ruder. Stephen Dunkelman, summa cum laude. Stephen Brian Gurley. Jeffrey David Guthrie. Mark Paul Jive, summa cum laude. Dimitri George Peggy Postoli. Jonathan Richard Hale. Daniel Patrick Hallenbeck, magna cum laude. Who's who among students, American universities and colleges? Lindsay Ann Hamilton. Matthew Justin Hammond. Michael Youssef Hanna. John Timothy Hart. George Katsantonis. Paul Edward Hedges. Scott Heller. Adam Thomas Hooper. Diana Whitney Hoover, magna cum laude, Alpha Omicron Alpha. Haristo Haristoff. Eric Dahl Humliker. Joshua Hunsicker. Drew Brian Hunter. Brady Dole Huron, cum laude, Senior Class Council. Alex B. Iconia. Thomas Paul Janiga. Christopher Joseph Johnson, magna cum laude. Sang Jung Ju. Woo Dae Jung. Andrew S. Jung. Michael Anthony Junkus, cum laude. John Hoon Dwa. Nicholas Ryan Kaplan. Matthew David Casper. Andrew Charles Keeling. David Ryan Kelly, summa cum laude. Ethan Essex Kent, summa cum laude. Young Sue Kim. Audra Lindsay King. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Mark Everett Klein, summa cum laude. John Vincent Plumstra. Daniel Allen Canas. Stephen James Korotke. Ryan James Krejci, cum laude. Daniel Joseph Kubiak. Gary Matthew Kugel. Michael John Kutzman. Kyle John Kirkendall, summa cum laude, who's who among students in American universities and colleges. Scott Robert Lacoste. Petty Officer, U.S. Navy, Vanell Keith Lamb. Lucas Landau. Terrence James Lasher. Evan Wade Lawton. Min-Young Lee. Seung Hyo Lee, cum laude. Young Men Lee, cum laude. Jeremy B. Lemke. Andrew Drexel Leopard. David Lasani, Alpha Omicron Alpha, who's who among students in American universities and colleges. Cameron Eric Levering. Michael Stewart Lewis, who's who among students in universities and colleges. Anthony Joseph Lombardo, magna cum laude, Alpha Omicron Alpha. Kristen Lonergan. Jason Bernard Lubensky. Eric Thomas Ludwig, cum laude. Aaron Lumen Kerwin. Robert Charles Lutz. Nicholas Ralph Magnum, cum laude, Alpha Omicron Alpha. Eric Philip Manarino. Benjamin David Ronald Martin, cum laude. Matoki Matsura, cum laude, Senior Class Counsel. Joseph William McCloskey, cum laude. Kevin Patrick McCutcheon, cum laude. Jordan Meek. Jason David Messenger. Brent Joseph Metcalf. David Dennis Maraki. Panapat Mankampola. Kevin Andrew Mooney, cum laude. Daniel David Morgan. Clark Matthew Moss. Takashi Robert Nelson. Mark Nicolak. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Michael Allen Nicholas, cum laude. Justin Michael Nyland. Jacob John O'Connell, who's who among students, American universities and colleges. Jamie Lynn O'Hara. Junya Onishi. David Jose Ospino, Jr. Brian Patrick Phillips, magna cum laude, Alpha Omicron Alpha. Justin Phipps. Mikhail De Brito Ponzo. Christopher Louis Porta, cum laude, Omicron Delta Kappa. Who's who among students, universities, and colleges? Stephen Joseph Radikon, cum laude. Rajendra Ravi Ramjiwan. Alex William Ramsey. William Albert Rash. Heather Rattay. Will Reed, cum laude. Benjamin Didier Riken, cum laude. Brady William Reinhardt, cum laude, Alpha Omicron Alpha. Justin Andrew Ritter. Justin James Roberts. Sean Patrick Ryan. Michael Jeffrey Salyards II. Brock Garrett Sargent. Adam Joshua Schaefer, magna cum laude. Todd Michael Schubert. Jennifer Lynn Schulteis, Omicron Delta Kappa. Craig Matthew Schultz. Andrew Graham Shioni. Robert Adam Searcy. Ian Sini. Eric David Seitz. Samuel Oakley Sevier. Vishal Unit Shah, Omicron Delta Kappa, who's who among students, universities, and colleges. Ryan Sheehan. Robert E. Sheets. Gary Shandis Shiflett. Anthony David Simoni. Christopher Brian Sims, summa cum laude. Paul John Soporowski. Michael Stephen Spur.
All right.
Jonathan R. Stickle, cum laude. Michael Andrew Stock, summa cum laude. John Montgomery Strain. Brent Timothy Streeter, cum laude. Jesse Allen Sproby. Sundance Sturman. Joshua Joseph Stazinski. Jason Stephen Suter. Brent Allen Sutton. Justin Charles Swain. James Mayans Talib, cum laude. Thomas Talarico. John Scott Taylor. David Matthew Terry, magna cum laude. Thomas Jacobs Turfitt. Kevin Patrick Turner. Diego Luis Valenzuela. Jody Marie Van Garden. David Patrick Van Patten. Dwayne Alexander Vaughn II. Milton John Velasco. Sarah Beth Wagoner. Yoshi Waco. David Lawrence Wallace. William Roger Wallace. Adam C. Walsh. Jennifer Marie Walsh. Kai Barnka, summa cum laude. Benjamin J. Washuda. Paul Chapman Watkins, Senior Class Counsel. Tracy Gayleen Waygerson, Senior Class Counsel. Matthew C. Wise. Robert James Wolf, cum laude. Christopher Walter Wolf. Melissa Megan Woodruff. Paul Leland Wright. Mijong Yoon, Alpha Omicron Alpha. Richard J. Zaka. Oliver Rafal Zakzuski. Kevin Zuniga. Candidate for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aerospace Electronics, Gojana Shupo. Candidate for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Air Traffic Management, Jennifer Elaine Arcella. Rachel Ann Bellinger. Allison Rose Duchesne. David Jinho John, Alpha Omicron Alpha. Christopher William Kimmerer. Kyra Inga Lake, Omicron Delta Kappa, Sigma Tau Delta, Usu among students, universities, and colleges. Michael Philip Lores. Beth Lynn Luciati. John Michael Murdoch. Luke Edwards Hotwind. Mariano L. Rosales III. Holly Christina Shaw, summa cum laude, Sigma Tau Delta. Christopher Darrell Snell. James Franklin Stubbs. Eduardo Trujillo. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Applied Meteorology, Adriana Barcelios de la Veda. Evan Stewart Moore Dumas. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Professional Aeronautics, Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Stephanie Elena Daniels, cum laude. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Shalman Hughes, magna cum laude, Omicron Delta Kappa. Timothy Ross Johnson II, Omicron Delta Kappa. Timothy Joseph Card. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Laisha Tara Morris, cum laude. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Timothy Allen Morris, cum laude. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Andrew James Stewart, magna cum laude. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Spencer Peyton Wood, cum laude, who's who among students in universities and colleges. Brian J. Wren. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Mark Zawaiheisen, magna cum laude. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Safety Science, Joseph R. Atkinson, Jason David Britton, Matthew John Cirillo, Edward K. F. Dingley, Justin Michael Grillo, Christopher Glenn Johnson, Donald James Hillott, Jr., Michael Christopher O'Neill, Melanie Elizabeth Skip, Catherine Denise Stevens, Nicholas Michael Subotten, Justin Daniel Tonelli, Kevin Christopher Wanukowicz. Candidates for the degree of Associate in Science in Airway Science, Alan Adevi Al-Uwali, Winston L. Wan. This concludes the presentation of undergraduate degrees at the College of Aviation. Dr. Bruce Chadbourne will present the undergraduate candidates for the College of Business.
For the candidates for the undergraduate degrees for the College of Business, please rise. Chancellor Price, it is my honor to present the candidates for undergraduate degrees as recommended by the faculty of the College of Business. Please be seated.
Business Administration, Saeed Ahmad Al-Hatta. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Ryan Richard Arshimbo Milliner, magna cum laude, Delta Nu Delta. Ebron Arslambas, Kishore Balasubramanian, who's who among students in universities and colleges. Raymond William Joseph Byrne, Jr. Second Lieutenant, United States Army, Jason Anthony Carter. Matthew Joseph Sindrick. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Philip Stephen Coward. Jamie Michelle Cristelli. Michael Patrick Dougherty. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Jessica Aaron Delinsky, Delta Nu Delta, who's who among students in universities and colleges. Paul Francis Fowler. Benjamin Jarrett Freeman, cum laude, Delta Nu Delta. Quentin Lamar Freeman. Thomas Reynald Garbaccio. David T. Gray. Sharik Hassan. Ryan Christopher Hughes. Alona Yivaniko, who's who among students in universities and colleges. Milan Kahana. Second Lieutenant, United States Army, Richard Palmer Cope, report. Sungil Lee. Sean Thomas Landano, summa cum laude, Senior Class Counsel, Delta Mu Delta. Brian James Lutz. Paul Lewis Marshall. Damon Michael McDermott. Alexander J. Nieves, magna cum laude, Delta Mu Delta. Jonathan O'Reilly. Abigail Meredith Odom, summa cum laude, Delta Mu Delta, who's who among students in universities and colleges. Harold Tyrus Pearson. Tina Rampal. Tucker William Rigsby. Carlos Manuel Rodriguez. Randy Rodriguez, who's who among students in universities and colleges. Michael Florian Roche. Michael John Smith, who's who among students in universities and colleges. George Donald Speak, Jr., Delta Mu Delta. Christina Marie Steigerwald. Zachary Fortier Willie. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aviation Management. Chinwuba Usoma Jefferson Akbom. Kevin Sean Helton. Colleen Ann Land, cum laude, Delta Mu Delta. Michael Gabriel Libator. Kimberly D. Marusa, Order of Omega. Cheryl Lynn McNall. Jeffrey Charles Miller. Maria Elizabeth Myers, Delta Mu Delta. Edmund Derek Teta Otobua. Andrew Robin Plattner. Juan Santiago Rojas. Eric Roycroft. Jeffrey M. Saceda, cum laude, Delta Mu Delta. Ben Van Sommeren. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aviation Maintenance Management. Saad Salih Al-Utaibi. Ali Habib Darish. David R. DeSalnia, Member Senior Class Counsel. Philip Jeffrey Hadid, cum laude, who's who among students in universities and colleges. Stephen Michael Humphrey, cum laude, Delta Mu Delta. David Paul Toka. Daniel Enrique Figueroa. Stephen Ray Ward. Eric Matthew Weber. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Management of Technical Operations. Andrew Richard Gray Fletcher. Gadish Kumar Kunjul, Delta Mu Delta. Jesse Kai Wells, who's who among students in universities and colleges. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Chantal St. Clair Watermill. Beatrice Elena Rodriguez. This concludes the presentation of undergraduate degrees for the College of Business.
Chancellor Price, it is my honor to present the candidates for the undergraduate degrees as recommended by the Faculty of the College of Engineering. Please be seated.
Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aerospace Engineering. Gabriel Acosta. Jiva Ono Iru. Correction, Erins. Jeffrey Adam Aldrich, cum laude. Jeffrey Morero Almonte, senior class counsel. David Bang. Anthony Barnes. John Charles Bess, Sigma Gamma Tau. Jens Plus Beeman. Aaron Bradley Bond. Jacob Michael Brancato.
I got a degree!
Bradley Edward Bridgham. Christopher Lovelace Broadway. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Abraham Franz Brunner. Sarah A. Burnham. Fabio Utita. Manuel Serrato. Scott Richard Chico. Han Wan Choi. Johanna Erica Condolat, Sigma Gamma Tau. Second Lieutenant, United States Army, April Dawn Copeland. Miles A. Cox. James Tyree Denny III, Sigma Gamma Tau. Danal Zetzov Tutkin, Sigma Gamma Tau. Robert E. Driscoll. Michael Robert Dyer. Sandra Michelle Echegari, Omicron Delta Kappa. Michelle Christine Edwards. Second Lieutenant, United States Army, Paul Christopher Enderly. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Davina Ann Falal. Arlene Feliciano. Justin Robert Ferguson, magna cum laude, Sigma Gamma Tau. Danielle Marie Ford, cum laude, Omicron Delta Kappa, Sigma Gamma Tau. Matthew A. Garner. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Nicholas T. Giglio. Scott Gillette, cum laude, Sigma Gamma Tau. Mark Alexander Grabowski. Vicky Alikias. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Daniel Stephen Hall. Matt Erazo Hayden. Eugene Tripp Healy. Jason Michael Hopkins. Second Lieutenant, United States Army, Sean Rory Jackson, Sigma Gamma Tau. Charles Edward Johnson. Kyle McCartney Jory, cum laude. Jason Edward Kepsner, summa cum laude, Omicron Delta Kappa, Sigma Gamma Tau, who's who among students in universities and colleges. Robert Jason Kelly, cum laude, Sigma Gamma Tau. Sean Kotka. Richard John Kulik, Jr., Sigma Gamma Tau. Joseph Lowentman. Cynthia Lowry Dooster, Omicron Delta Kappa, who's who among students in universities and colleges. Douglas Paul Luby. Gary A. Melfi, Jr., Senior Class Counsel. Nicole Minko, Omicron Delta Kappa, Sigma Gamma Tau. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Walter Metler. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Dallas Paul Michelson. Clifford Mitchum. William Michael Morris. Douglas Franklin Nelson. Timothy Robert Newfer. Stephen Kennedy Pitts. Joel Lawrence Placito. Mihai Pruna, summa cum laude, Sigma Gamma Tau, who's who among students in universities and colleges. Frank Louis Rabina III, Sigma Gamma Tau. John Reardon. Scott David Redmersky, cum laude, Senior Class Counsel, Sigma Gamma Tau. Stephen Philip Rich. Joseph Patrick Rice. Joshua Robert Richards, Sigma Gamma Tau. Jonathan Riddle. Juan Carlos Robo. Jessica Rodriguez, cum laude, Sigma Gamma Tau, who's who among students in universities and colleges. Ensign United States Navy, Aaron Lawrence Sather. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Charles Robert Shank. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Christopher James Slattery. Francis Caetano Smith. Ryan Sukai, Sigma Gamma Tau. Kyle Jacob Stark. Lori Sharon Stagmeyer. Alec J. Subero. Nandina Lynn Swaddell, cum laude, Sigma Gamma Tau. Rachel Lynn Syrick. David Vivar. Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force, Patrick Nelson Walker. Jason Vance Watt, cum laude, Sigma Gamma Tau. Candace Elise Wells. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aircraft Engineering Technology. Fadi T. A. Awadala. Christopher Batchelor. Brian Daniel Creamer. Mansoor K. Eldozdar. Robert Fallon. Khalid Sif Gainan. Mohammed Bilal Ghanam. Ronnie Jose Guinico. Nidel Mohammed Haju. Nicholas Harris Hatcher. Mark Joseph Lutzen. Mohammed Shazlan Mohammed Anwar, magna cum laude. Saad Mohammed Mukras, summa cum laude. David Muyu Mutia. Sharif Jazuli Nur. Jing Hayung Park. Fernando Portugal. Mohammed A. Solomon. Gregory Charles Spinelli. Ahmed Kofi. Mohammed Bader Yassin. Aman Mohammed Youssef. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aviation Technology: Joseph H. Barris. Giuseppe Bentivania. Stephen Adam Bontempo, cum laude. Dan Peter Sapiga. Anthony Louis Conti. Michael Harry Hutz. John William Leggett III. Casey Douglas McCain. Jose Antonio Munoz. Dong Sung Park. John Marshall Patterson. Matthew Robert Fromer. Gustavo Obi Rivera. Christopher Daly Shad. Brian Thibodeau. Alejandro Trujillo. Franklin Lawrence Lascura. John Ho Yoon. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Avionics Engineering Technology: Ahmed Alamari. Simone Nisha Esther Drakes, cum laude. Matthew Ryan Jengelis. Achilles G. Cortelis. Nick Nam. Florentine Hero. Juan Carlos Perano. Jason G. Schwartz. Yoshitaka Shinoda. Miguel Torres. Andres M. Vasilio. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering: Allison Delizia. Lisa Malaya Latch. Courtney Storm Walker, magna cum laude. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering: Second Lieutenant, United States Marines, Michael Lauren Bond, Order of Omega, who's who among students in universities and colleges. Derek Denard Singh Davis IV. William Angelo Fraunefeld. William Franklin Kirkwood IV. Daniel Penny III. Michael Jeffrey Thomas. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Computer Science: Allison Beavers, summa cum laude, Sigma Tau Delta, Omicron Delta Kappa. Tahira Belihani. Betsy May Franklin. Jeffrey Richard Kernan II. Samuel M. Stringham. Ernest Thomas Whalen. This concludes the presentation of undergraduate degrees from the Daytona Beach campus.
Will the undergraduate degree candidates from the College of Career Education of the Extended Campus please rise? It is my great honor to present, again, a small representative group of candidates for undergraduate degrees who have joined us from around the world in the extended campus, as recommended by the faculty of the College of Career Education.
Candidate for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aviation Business Administration, Gabriella Baldion, cum laude. Candidate for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Management of Technical Operation, Jeanette Sosedo. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Professional Aeronautics, Fuad M. Ali, William M. Fasslinger, Clayton Earl Brass III, cum laude. Jason Butler Bratton, Mark D. Campbell, summa cum laude. Robert L. Carter, David John Cox, magna cum laude. Justin Robert Druzak, Jonathan Michael Fetting, cum laude. Owen Lee Fields, George L. Garcia, Daniel O. Inne, Sean D. James, James David Johnson, Robert Andrew Kovacs, Oliver Cruz, Anthony Dominic Lutchman, Ronald Francis McDonald, cum laude. Ricardo Monserrati Maldonado, Alexander Martinez Herrera, Christopher Lighton Mayer, Arrington D. McCalla, cum laude. Whitney Shannon Miller, Michael Ronald Ohanessian, cum laude. Taehung Park, G. Stan Partridge, William James Peterson, Fanapong Humpracha, Edward Romero, magna cum laude. Gregory W. Roquemore, Mark A. Rutledge, Wendy M. Sellers, cum laude. Jerry Alex Shields, magna cum laude. David L. Sievers, Lanny C. Simmons, cum laude. Darren Robert Sullivan, Aaron M. Sawyer, Michael Glenn Tully, Santos M. Torres, Richard Jeffrey West, Wendell Gregory White, Dorian R. Wurzbach, summa cum laude. K. Richard Williams, Lawrence Stephen Warnock, magna cum laude. Alvin Zenon Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the presentation of candidates for degrees of the spring 2003 commencement ceremony.
Tom Stead, a member of the Embry-Riddle Board of Trustees, was supposed to be with us today to confirm the degrees. We regret that Mr. Stead was unable to make it. Earlier you met Mr. J. Adams, who has graciously agreed to represent the Board of Trustees in conferring the degrees. Mr. Adams, would you join me at the podium? Will all the candidates for degrees please rise? On the recommendation of the faculty of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, it is my honor to present to you the candidates for graduation.
Thank you very much. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer on you, as appropriate, the associate degree, the associate in science degree, the bachelor's degree, the Bachelor of Science degree, the master's degree, the Master of Science degree, with all rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations, graduates. You may now move your tassels from the left to the right. Way to go.
Congratulations. I would like to thank Mr. J.B. Caldwell, Associate Director of Intramural and Recreational Sports, and Mrs. Valerie Cruzy, our Director of Records and Registration, for assisting us with reading the students' names and distributing the diploma. I would also like to thank Mr. Sonny Cyril, who has provided the language interpretation for the ceremony, the Melbourne Municipal Band under the direction of Mr. Claire Christie, and the Daytona Beach Pipes and Drums for providing the music today, and the acapellas for their presentation of the National Anthem and the Alma Mater. Graduates may be seated. The interest, dedication and support from several groups of people play a very important part in the success of our university. The first, our Board of Trustees, Board of Visitors and officers of the university. Will you please stand so that we may recognize you? The individuals who have played a major role in preparing our graduates for their future careers are the faculty. Will the faculty please stand and be recognized? Those who have been part of the graduates' everyday lives, often assisting and encouraging them through their college experience, are the staff. Will the staff please stand and be recognized? The most honored guests here today are the families of our graduates. Their love and support have made this day possible. Graduates, please stand and acknowledge your families for their support. Please be seated. We are delighted that all of you could be here today and share this special occasion. We want to encourage you to attend one of the receptions immediately following this ceremony. The locations are listed in your program. At this time, we present to you our alma mater performed by the acapellas.
Embracing unite in love and in harmony, our loyalty to you.
In a moment, the planes that you just saw flying out are going to do a flyby in honor of the graduates today. Timing is always everything. There's going to be three flights. The lead flight is going to, with call sign Falcon Flight, are flown by friends of the university from Spruce Creek flying. They're all flying recreational aircraft. Norman Pesh, Bill Hayes, John Florent, and David Hager in that flight. The second flight, the red flight, are all aerobatic planes with Keith Phillips, Orville Ferrin, Mike Kemar, who's a member of the Board of Visitors of Embry-Riddle, and John Champlain. And following behind are our own fleet. 3 planes from the Embry-Riddle fleet will come. The Piper Seminole, flown by Jeff Adams, the Piper Arrow by Dave Curtis, and then finally, most of the Air Science favorite plane, I'm sure, the Cessna 172, the primary trainer, will be flown by Warren Foster. And as I say, timing is not everything. It was now, wasn't that worth waiting for? You may be seated.
I'm sorry, you'll have to stay back this way. You'll have to stay back this way. Right?
Good job, pal.
Congratulations!
Well deserved. I know.
Hey!
Whatever. Hey, Mary. Call on me, yes, ma'am, we do. Good job. You the man.
Take those glasses off, Patrick. Betty.
enough.